Now, there's a difference between healthy competition and unhealthy competition. Healthy competition is when a person or an individual is trying to become better because you inspire them. Okay? I'm talking about these close friends and family members, even sometimes your relationship partners. They are competing with you because they feel you're inspiring them. It's healthy competition. They're seeing you do better and they really want to be like you. They want to do better as well. And there's no problem with that. But when we're talking about unhealthy competition, is when a person is trying to prove not only to themselves, but even to the people around them that they're better than you. Okay? And this unhealthy competition normally is a result of jealousy. So that's when you know that actually you have a jealousy individual around you. Now, when it comes to chosen people, a chosen one is a person who is running their own race. Okay? I've been on this journey for a while, couple of years. And I've never looked at other content creators as competition. Okay? Most of the times, even in the early days of my journey, I was usually inspired, okay, to become better. I was like, okay, so that means that actually it's very possible to rise out of the ashes and start doing better for myself as well. So I usually saw these other content creators as inspiration. I took it as inspiration so that I can now be able also to grow myself. Now, I had an experience with the great narcissist back in time. It was my early days of awakening in that time. So I was with this individual, and I used to feel like we were two people who was apparently in love, but I could see very heavy resentment to whatever it is was going on in my life. Okay, I started to feel like we were two people who were competing against each other. Okay, so I started to understand as well and understand that this was not a healthy move. Now, a chosen person can wake up and go out there, put in the work to develop themselves, to better their lives. Okay, even sometimes impact the lives around for the people around them. But they're not going to be going out there because they are doing something because somebody else is doing it, and they want to prove to this other person that they're better than them. I don't know if you guys try to understand what I'm talking about here. So a lot of times, chosen ones, you're going to meet a lot of individuals along the journey who are going to always believe or sometimes see you as competition. Okay. And what many of them barely understand is that the chosen person, you cannot compete with that chosen person. If you keep on competing and trying to compete with that chosen person, I can promise you, you are going to lose everything that you have. The chosen one is a person who is very creative. They can wake up and create an idea out of nothing, and they're going to put that idea into action. You might even sometimes never understand how they did that. Another person is going to wake up because they're seeing you do something. So, for example, let me give you an example. You open a shop somewhere at the corner of the street, and one of your friends or family members, or even sometimes the people that you don't even know, they are seeing you have opened up that shop, and they're like, oh, why does he always think, why does he have to think or she think that they're the only ones can do that? And they're going to actually open up a similar business, even next to you sometimes. That's what they call unhealthy competition. You are selling shoes. They're going to go and book the next shop next to you, and they're going to sell a similar type of shoes because they like to outcompete you. They like to put you in a very, very stiff competition whereby they want to have all the opportunities that you have for themselves. And in most cases, they may wake up one day and they may decide that actually, you may decide, they might even figure out you have switched your merchandise. Let's say, for example, you've been selling shoes. I'm giving you guys real case scenarios. You have switched the merchandise. You have decided to go into clothing. And for some mysterious reason and blessing, the shop is taken off. What you're going to see this person doing now, the one next to you, they are also going to switch that merchandise and introduce clothing in their shop. So that's when you know that you're having a person who is in a very unhealthy competition with you, okay? They are simply competing with you because they are jealous of you. Now, it is meaningless and useless to be jealous of a chosen one, because those individuals, they're always going to wake up one day and they're going to surprise you. You may think that you're competing with them, but those individuals, they're just waking up every day with new ideas. They are simply running their own race. They're not even looking at your business. They're not looking at your crafts. They only look at things to get inspiration, okay, to motivate them so that they can be better, but not out of jealousy, whereby they're just going to start eventually to compete with you. So you guys have seen a lot of times when you start getting very unusual competition around you, okay? You're doing something, the next day somebody starts to do the same thing, and they even want to do it better than you, okay? And you're not even looking at what they're doing. And eventually, they're going to realize actually they're losing, okay? Because they're only doing something out of competition. They're not doing it out of the love. They just want to outcompete what it is you got going on with yourself. So that's when you know you have a jealous individual around you. And sometimes this thing can also spread into relationships. You can be with your own partner. You may cook a meal today. Tomorrow they're going to try to cook that same meal and even try to make it look like it's better than yours. You will do something, maybe it's a way you want to present yourself on an occasion or a festival or a party or something like that. Maybe you've chosen a certain dress. You may see even sometimes other people buying that dress. You guys have seen these kind of weddings. The bride has got a very beautiful dress, okay? And then you see some of their best friends. They are showing up with a similar dress or a similar gown, even better than that one. Even sometimes they are dressed the same gown that the bride is dressed, is the same gown that the bride has got on them, because they want every attention that is supposed to be drawn to the bride. You see, this is your best day. This is your big day, the big day whereby you're celebrating life, you're celebrating love. And now you have your best friend who is showing up at your wedding, and they are dressed, probably they bought the same dress in the same shop where you bought your wedding dress. So that's when you know that you have a very, very serious, toxic situation with a toxic person. Those kind of individuals, if you start to notice those kind of things, the only thing you can do, especially if they're around you, like for example, if they're your best friends, the best advice will be to start detaching eventually away from those individuals, because those individuals, they are intending to bring you down. And sometimes it can get toxic to an extent whereby you may sometimes see your best friend, for example, like I've given an example in the wedding, and you may sometimes see them all of a sudden they're gravitating towards your husband. They may sometimes come around and tell them some funny things, or they may sometimes give a shot at your husband on your wedding day. Now, a lot of this time things happen to a lot of people around the world, but when it comes to a chosen one, it becomes a very toxic situation, because those people, they do not want you and they do not expect you to shine. So whenever they feel like you are out there, putting yourself out there and stepping into the light, they will always come around and trying to steal that light from you. Okay, so that's what happens with unhealthy individuals, is when you know that actually you're dealing with a very toxic person. But what people don't understand about chosen people, you cannot beat down their creativity, and you cannot compete with these kind of individuals, because every single day you may realize that these individuals, they're waking up with a new plan. Okay, you may decide to think that you're stolen their ideas, you're stolen their customers, you've stolen their light, or whatever it is they got going on, and they're going to wake up one day with another plan. And they're going to put you in a situation whereby you're going to burn out trying to compete with them, because there is things about them that you cannot achieve or you cannot do. Okay, because at the end of the day, we all do not have the same blessings. A person may have a bigger blessing than yours. You may not really know what actually inspired the person to get into a certain craft or business, and you may just sometimes try to copy them or sometimes to outcompete them, so that you can now steal the light, only for you to wake up one day and realize you have invested so much time and energy trying to compete with somebody who is not even competing with you. So if a person out there who is always looking at other people's stuff and crafts and businesses and things what they got going on in their lives, the way they dress, even sometimes the girlfriends they have. You may sometimes have a guy, for example, who is actually feeling like you have got a very nice girlfriend, very warm and nice, kind-hearted person. And that person is going to try to go out there very fast, very quickly because you have got a girlfriend, and they're also going to pick up somebody from out there so that now they can steal. Like they want everybody to divert all their attention and the eyes onto them. They are competing with you. And actually, you're not even competing with them. That's one of the most funniest part. Chosen people, for you to know that you're a chosen one of the confirmation you will get is when you're a person who wakes up to be your authentic self, okay? You're not waking up to outcompete people. You're not waking up to steal people's light. You're not waking up to steal people's ideas. You just simply wake up, you do everything, and you be your authentic self. That is what helps you to grow. But there's people who don't understand. You're simply a guy who is running your own race. Okay? That's what toxic people don't understand, especially these narcissistic people. Everything you do, they always think that you're competing with them. Okay? But they don't understand actually you are simply in your own lane, running your own race. And you guys have seen you've seen out of these things happening in sports, this boxing industry, this maybe sometimes football. Everybody wants to be to outcompete somebody to become the greatest. And it becomes a very unhealthy thing because sometimes you're not even ready. You're not yet at that frequency. Okay, you may not know where that person is coming from energetically, and you're trying to push your energy very further into that kind of frequency, and it is going to burn you out, ladies and gentlemen. It is why sometimes those things they never succeed because you're not coming from a place of love or let's say inspiration. Okay, you're trying to just do something or to be something that you're not because somebody else is already doing that thing. Move in your authenticity, chosen ones. Let the results show. Okay, don't compete with anyone. Wake up and be inspired. If you see somebody who inspires you, wake up and try to be your best self as well, but not in an unhealthy way whereby you're just simply trying to compete with those kind of individuals. Okay, don't compete with anybody. Run your own race, and the rest is going to take care of itself. So let me know what you think about the video in the comment section below. You guys do know that I do love and appreciate your support. You can book a session with me if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. Denzo Mo signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.